All right. Hi, everyone. It's Amy and Pavla here.
Hi, hi,
So we just
hi.
wanted to do a little video and reach out to everyone because we had our event, Activate Your Feminine Essence, on Sunday. It's been a few days since the event, and we thought we'd come together and just talk about and share what came through at the event and in the healing, because it was a very powerful healing, and a lot's come through for a few people and for Pavla and I. So we wanted to just share that, and Pavla's going to talk about that healing with you all now.
Yeah, welcome. I really love the group sessions that we facilitate because they provide healing for the collective, and that's always in our intentions as well. So, to put it into simple terms, if one heals, everybody heals, or it's available to everybody, and then it's up to us to receive. So if we think of the feminine consciousness or consciousness in general, imagine this massive beam of light. And from this beam of light, every single one of us, women or men, are connected to with these beautiful little strings. And once we heal something within us, part of trauma, part of, I don't know, old pains, this healing goes to this big funnel of the light, and it gets distributed into everybody else that is connected to it. So it's extremely powerful, it's extremely beautiful, and we want to offer you this healing as well. Every single one who was with us on Sunday, and every single one of us, you that is watching now. It was very profound. The theme was the mother, and that's the connection to our beautiful earth, connection to our beautiful maternal mothers, where we come from, connection to ourselves being mothers. So we all have these mothering beautiful energies within us. And as we were traveling throughout the energetic system, there was a lot of fear that we removed from the beginnings of time. The root chakra, that's where it was all based. We removed a lot of fear from around security and safety. It was huge, and that has been preventing us. And this is not just women, I feel it's for men too, for humanity, for many years, from grounding and being present in what is, and almost like owning it, owning our reality without that fear that just prevents everything else. Would you add anything else to that, Amy? You were on the receiving end. What do you
Yeah, so
feel?
I was actually in there healing with Pavla, like as in Pavla was running the healing. I joined the ladies and received the healing on the day. And yeah, I mean you started at the root chakra. And for me, instantly, as soon as I was in that healing, I felt quite emotional. Um, I think that's quite a big thing, and it comes up a lot. But definitely on Sunday, that is a very big thing, I think, as well. Like we talk about women and men, but women especially don't, I think, feel comfortable as well within themselves, and that fear, like you said, to
Mm.
be connected to themselves and who they really are. So yeah, I felt that quite profoundly, and more so the few days later. So I felt that come through quite strongly yesterday for me to have
Mhm.
to sort of pass through my body. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's exactly right. Once these emotions come, sometimes we need to relieve the pain in order to release it. So what you've done beautifully is just allowed it to go without judging it, without buying into it, just allowing it to go. Surrender. Yeah, that's a big word for all of us again, surrendering to what is, not buying into it. If I feel anger, not getting like and just blasting the household, but just like, no, leave me alone, I need time, and let it go, pass it through. Really
Process. Yeah.
beautiful. We don't want to suppress it either, because that doesn't serve. Just allowing it all to go and pass, let it pass. And then what are you showing me? Yeah, usually there's some triggers underneath, there's some
Mm.
deeper wounds that are clearing. So it's very
That just made me
powerful.
think too. I think that's one of the big things we mentioned to the ladies on Sunday. that is really important after the event and the days following to give themselves some time, because things will come up. And if you go back into, I know life happens and you can't just take 2 days off after, our event and just wait for the things to come through. But if you are straight back into life and go, go, go and really busy, things might be coming through for you, but you're not aware of them, or you're not taking the time to let them come through because you're just straight back into that hustle and bustle. So that's, a reason why we encourage that sort of slow down, and just really, if you start to feel something, take a minute, and try and feel into it.
Breathe.
Breathe,
That's a big one.
breathe.
Yeah, just allowing. As we were moving up, the sacral chakra, that's the epicenter of our femininity, of our sexual energy, our creativity, emotional center. So that was extremely heavy, and I felt that suppression of the divine feminine for millennia. Yeah, we were just being dishonored in some ways, and there's no right and bad. That's just what was. Yeah, so we are not judging it. That's what it was, and there is no need also to point fingers towards the masculine. That also doesn't serve. Like, whatever happened. So what we are doing here is offering the healing from a beautiful, pure place. And so all these that we were releasing was a lot of pain and a lot of suffering of the woman that had to wasn't able to express herself, wasn't able to stand in her power, because she was the in some way supporting the man. I don't know. However, it was the time of pieces that we were living in for past thousands of years. It has shifted, and it was very important that we clear that space, allowing for balance now to come, allowing the healing to come and take place, so the masculine and feminine are in a beautiful harmony. And that's the whole point of this Aquarius age that we are in now, to bring that beautiful harmony. So, and also give power back to us women. Yes, to tap back into the essence of the divine feminine. What does she stand for?
I think the sacral, especially, that's so powerful. What you said too, Pav, about it's not coming from a place of healing, of pointing the finger at the masculine, because I think I see that a lot through social media and things like that, that there is a lot of the feminine is this because of the masculine. It's that's not going to help what we're trying to achieve if we just blame the men or blame the masculine energy. Yes, it's a part of it, but there's so much to it. So I think it's important, like what you said, that it's about bringing the two energies together in harmony, and they're both as important as the other to heal, because we all have both energies within us. So yeah, I think that's super important.
And we had this beautiful conversation about that on Sunday too, that women were forced to just be the going getters and be the providers and be tough. We were forced to be tough. If you look at our mothers, our grandmothers, I always say that I'm from Europe. The time of the wars, women had to step up. They had to work in the factories. They had to work at the fields while the men were fighting in the wars. They had to look after their children at the same time, do like everything. And what you said so beautifully on Sunday was, now we need to learn how to allow the man to be a man again. He is here to support us. He is here to love us, to protect us. And we need to relearn how to let go of that.
Yeah.
And this is generation after generation and a generation. It's not going to take overnight. It will be whoop, magic button and we are taking, oh my goodness, now come on. It's, but with awareness, we can work on it and allow slowly and gently to change
Definitely.
this reality for ourselves and our kids.
With us healing and doing the work as the feminine, that too will help the masculine heal and do the work.
Absolutely.
So, and when
Absolutely.
you talk about like the wars and, you know, yes, the feminine were doing a lot of things and had to step up, but the men also had a lot of trauma as well because they were off at war. So if you think, yeah, that was what we talked about at the event, um, those children that were born from people who were in the wars and then passed through generation, you know, that comes both from the masculine and the feminine side. It's not just from one. So yeah, there's a lot of work on both sides to be done and a lot of healing for both.
Absolutely. So, as the beautiful feminine goddesses tap into this healing offering, the same goes for the men, as we have both of the energies within our temples. So whatever feels in one heals in other. So the men can equally receive this healing. Yeah,
Yeah, that's very
beautiful.
true.
As we move to the solar plexus, which is this area here underneath our rib cage, that's the ID center I always call. That's that beautiful essence of ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we see others, allow others to see us, and also our intuition and stuff. And that was also very heavy that people, women in the group, as well as the collective, I felt often don't know who they are. And there was a lot of masks and these massive walls around the essence of themselves, as a protection. Because once they were told, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy, blah 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 blah. All these self-talks that we have create these massive walls that is just really hard to feel who we are. So we spend a lot of time there, and what was really beautiful that came, if you remember, Amy, was this presence of baby Jesus. And it was almost like just wrapping all these inner children within its little arms, and all I heard on repeat was, if I did it, you can do it too. If I did it, you can do it too. And that was related, I feel, to just that purity of his soul, and later in life, as well as grown man, how much he suffered and how much he went through without any judgment, without resentment. There was love and compassion in his heart, and I felt that was a very powerful message for every single one of us.
Would you
Just
say, Pat, that as well is like a connection to your inner child as well because of the sacral, not sacral, sorry, solar plex area, like if it's connected to not being seen and generally that is that more linked to your inner child and perhaps things happening back then and growing up, like you said, not feeling
absolutely.
seen, not feeling heard, not learning who you are, being, you know, sort of squashed and with that baby Jesus coming through, maybe teaching or resonating for the women to connect with their inner child, to, you know, nurture and love that part of themselves.
Absolutely. We see it all the time in healings, that especially in the solar plexus, that there are those broken children inside.
Yeah.
And so I felt that was like this direct source healing, just letting us all know that it's okay. You can do it, it's okay. All these lessons that we get in our life are for a reason, and let's look at them as lessons to make us who we are instead of trauma. And of course, things happen in life that are not
Yeah.
meant to happen to children, especially, but we need to get away from that victim mentality, because it doesn't
Yeah.
serve, and it's all about perception. Same things can, oh my goodness, same thing can happen to two different people, and they will
Have
have
to
different awareness of it. Yeah, so it's the same
yeah.
thing. So shifting
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, definitely. That
Mm.
was very powerful. I feel like the solar plexus, once that, I mean, obviously every chakra is incredibly powerful, every, you know, depending on the person too. But I know from my own experience, the solar plexus, once that area is very healed, like do start to realize a little bit more who you are, and like can tap into that power of you. Like there's always that hidden goddess in that area,
Oh
like
my
always
goodness.
hiding behind, something that she's just waiting to come out. And once that area is worked on and cleared, like that's when the magic can really happen.
Absolutely powerful, 100%. And it's just such a beautiful journey, just that self-discovery and starting to learn how to honor yourself and who you are. Really, it's like I'm speaking from my own experience. Absolutely magical. And it's never ending, because we are constantly evolving and upgrading, and it's just so freaking exciting. So yeah, I would invite everybody who is not feeling that sparkle, within, start working on yourself. You will never look back. And that's something that came up for some of our beautiful ladies in the group too. They came and said, hey, I thought I am okay. I thought I was doing okay in life. And I walked in and I was like, things were good. And now there was tears and emotions were coming up, and that were the upgrades. Sometimes we just get stuck in the comfortable, in that neutral, like yeah, whatever. There's like nothing really excites us, nothing really rocks our boat either. It's just like this neutral. Nothing wrong with that, but what is really the meaning of life? Do we want to be just in that little box, or do we want to evolve? And I, quite honestly, this new world we are creating, that no longer serves, that's not good enough anymore. So yeah, I think it's important to again welcome these upgrades and welcome these emotions when they come, because it's like new beginnings. It's almost like this beautiful rebirth.
Yeah, and like we talked about on Sunday, it is when you start that journey, or you start to become more aware of things, it can be it is confronting, because you're learning to feel into things and face emotions, not suppress things and numb out. So it's incredible, but it's also yes, it is tough at times, but it's so worth every second, because you just level up and become more and more aware and more in tune with yourself. And you look back at how you might have been, and just numbingly going through life and just think, what was I doing? Like, I don't, you just, the thought of as well, when you start to upgrade, at times you might start, shift back, but you very quickly realize how yucky that feels to be going back into those old kind of energies, and you get that sort of reminder, and then go, no, I am on that right path. It is important to keep.
That's it. Once you start, there's no going back. There's no going back.
There's not. No, there's not. But
no.
all in a good way, not in a negative way at all. And I think that it's interesting. Like I was talking to someone yesterday, and that is a genuine thing that can, for some people, when they start to expose to healing, or even just becoming aware about talking about energies and things like that, or just anything in general, become aware, we can easily default to our old, why would I want to do that? That's scary. Like, why would I want to be more awake or be more, aware? Then I have to feel more. I have to, that's scary.
It's all a choice, right? And there's no right or wrong. Like, it's okay if people want to stay in their comfort zone, that's okay. But then don't expect miracles. Don't expect magic. We want magic. That's the whole idea. And just that realizing that also was very strong at the root chakra, that grounding, the stability. We are creators of our own reality, and we must take responsibility for the world we are creating for ourselves, our families, and the collective as well. So it's one thing to sit and bitch and moan, and this is, what are you doing about it?
Yeah, correct. And that's what we talked about, that victim mentality, that wounded or unbalanced feminine. It's if you're going to sit there and complain about your life, or things aren't happening the way you want them to happen, that's being that victim. That's not, that's not up leveling. That's not making changes. That's not making choices that serve you. and you have the choice. No one else is going to do it for you. You have to do it. I mean, you can, and same with the events. You come to the events, you come see Pavla for healing, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. We're not doing the work for you. So yeah, you always have a choice. I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was big. I remember you talking about that a lot.
And also, if we are on this topic now, I would like to throw it in. Sometimes I get clients coming over. I'm here, heal me, heal me. I'm here, I had this beautiful, yes, the beautiful client whose world has been crumbling for a while. And he's like, why can't I just lie here for 8 hours and you fix me? I'm like, oh, okay. So just goes back to our own creators. I don't fix you. I don't fix you. You fix yourself. I can help you to remove the trauma, the stuck energies. We can help you to rebalance, but you do the work in between. All the beliefs, the patterns that were based around the trauma that is deeply buried within, create certain beliefs and patterns that we go through life based on that. And so once we clear that all out, we create this beautiful new space, we heal that pain within, then it's time for us to start thinking differently, to behave differently if we want to create different results in the world. And this is all really important to understand, because otherwise we get stuck into the old loops again.
Yeah, and I think it's like I see that as well, especially in my career as I was a PT and going into coaching people. A lot of the time, it's with any kind of healing coaching. People hire people and seek people out, and expect that person to be able to just fix them. But I think, and the biggest thing I know, and it's totally in line with what you do, Pav, and what my business is that we are guiding you to your own awareness, to your own discoveries, to your own healing. We're not doing it for you. We're just helping facilitate things so that if you choose to say, yes, I want to go this path, we've helped you create that awareness or that space or whatever it is to go that direction. But you still have the two choices. If you choose to go the old path, that's your choice. So yeah, it's really interesting. I think it's not saying don't see people, don't see healers, don't see coaches. Yes, see them, but also take responsibility that this is for you, that you're doing it for you, and it is your responsibility to change.
Absolutely, 100%. When we got to the heart, there was a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, and that's actually something I was tuning into before the healing itself. A lot of sadness that has been carried around, and that got shifted too. And what we were being told was to just soften up and love ourselves a bit more and choose love over anything else, because that's all it is. That's the universal, that's the strongest universal energy frequency, is love. Unconditional love, without judgment, without expectations, just loving from the depths of our heart, because that's who we are. Yes. And once we unpeel the old pains, and then we can truly do that, we can really truly tap into our hearts and allow that to take place, allow love to be the number one emotion in our world. And it doesn't mean we don't get pissed off, it doesn't mean that we don't get sad, but we need to feel these emotions, of course, but bringing it back to love, sending love to our people, to our children, to ourselves, and for the feminine, loving ourselves, giving back to ourselves first. It's been huge. It's been huge. I can relate to that myself, of course, on my journey as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter. No more. They give you the mask first, right? The aeroplane thing. It's such a old thing to explain things, like fill your own cup first, breathe, put your breathing mask on first, so you can help others from a different place.
Correct. I mean, That was the major topic of the day too, wasn't it? Like it's that.
Running on empty constantly.
Yeah.
Last one to get fed, last one to look after, last one to do little presents
Sacrifice.
for sacrifice. Yeah, that's the and oh yes, that's what came. And I think it was, where was it? I think in the throat, there was that image of the crucified woman, and she was rising. Those restraints were removed and she was rising finally. And there was this beautiful celebration of that release of the pain and the sacrifice. So it is voluntarily what we do it. What's the word? Again, it's our choice, right?
Choice. Yeah, exactly. It's a choice again. So, and yeah, like you said before, filling our own cup, and we gave each of the ladies a quote to read out. They all had a different quote, and it was just incredible that they all found that where they sat, they obviously got pulled to a certain spot on the day, and the quotes resonated with each of them so much. And I remember one of them was like filling your own cup up first so that you can then feed others from the overflow of your cup from your saucer. So, and it's so true. And we often, like you said, we run on empty and we just want to give to our families, to our friends, to our loved ones, to our businesses, whatever it might be. But if you're neglecting yourself, you cannot help others if you do not put yourself first. And it's never, ever selfish to put yourself first, ever. Ever, because
that's old. That's that old paradigm, the old belief.
Yeah. And it's really got to stop. Like it's just got to stop. More and more women, and I think so many more women are realizing it but still not making the choice. And that may be because there is some healing for them to do. Those walls need to come down, and that protective shell needs to be broken down. But if you're even thinking about it and you're even aware that you're not putting yourself first, like do something today. Like go act on it. Something small. It might be you go put a song on and sit there for 2 minutes and listen to it, or you make yourself a cup of tea, or whatever it is means to you to put yourself first. Just go do it today.
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. When we got to the throat, again, for women, massive, speaking our truth. And again, for generations, women have been silenced. They've been silenced from speaking up, from expressing themselves, which is very directly related to the Sacral Chakra, expressing our emotions, our feelings. And I know from my own experience that often it's easier to walk away than say something to keep peace. I've observed that in my culture as well. Women were very disregarded and almost like that voice was taken away from them. And what was very interesting, that Sunday night after the healing, I had a very vivid dream, which I felt just followed to that. And I'm not going to go into the details to that, but part of the dream was giving promise that I won't speak up in whatever was going on in that. It was like, you cannot speak. Whatever will happen, you need to stay quiet and be silenced. And there was some horrific things were going on, and I was not able to speak. I was not able to go and help. And that's also what's going on with this whole last 2 years of happenings in the world, was that people starting to find their voice. Our throat chakras are updating, are activating. So it's very important to start finding your voice, start opening the chakra, the throat chakra, and expressing ourselves from always from the place of love, not hating, not judging, not whatever, from the place of love and compassion. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that, Ames?
No, I mean, I think what you said is perfect. I don't think, yeah, like I said earlier, every point is just as important as the other. But yes, that is again the feminine, the throat chakra is huge, isn't it? Like whether it's a situation of seeing something that isn't okay and you're not speaking up, or whether it's just not speaking what you truly like, what you want to do in life. You don't feel like you can share that with your friends or your family, or like it could be anything. It's and often we think, oh no, I don't need. No one wants to hear what I have to say. I'll just sit quietly, you know. So yeah, the throat chakra is massive.
So no more. It's been activated. It's been opened up. The tap has been opened up, and the awareness has brought it to the surface, so we can work on it differently now. And I'm always here to help. Anybody needs deeper assistance, I'm always here to help. When we get to the third eye, that's our intuition center, our connection to, you know, that inner knowing, the higher guidance. And there was a lot of programming, a lot of old outdated beliefs and programs, so we spent quite a bit of time pulling that all out and clearing that consciousness out. If again goes back to what we were just talking about, everything that's these beliefs that we have embedded, that programming of the system as well. Yes, everything that we discovered came from that. So
that is very much your intuition as well, isn't it? So yeah, it's a big part of the feminine, like it's in being intuitive, like that's our power. So to have that cleared for the women and to be able to tap into that now, like, is incredible. So
absolutely. And in the crown, if I remember correctly, not only I felt some implanted technologies, but also that resentment towards God, source, the universal energy, whatever the labels are, that resentment that, you know, we've been abused, disregarded, suffered for such a long time. And what did God do? That kind of belief, that type of
that's that kind of victim mindset, isn't it? Again, like blaming an external thing.
So all that is creating blockages in our field, so we have cleared that all out, and the channel now is beautiful and open. So we would love to welcome everybody watching this video to tap into that in your meditation, even with an intention. If you sit in quiet space and just take a few deep breaths and say, yeah, I'm ready to receive this healing. Thank you so much. Just with gratitude, always welcome it into your field and just receive. You will see how things can change for you.
Yeah, beautiful. And I hope it's helped. One, it's incredible for Pavla to share this healing for everyone to be able to receive if they choose to. So definitely, definitely use it and receive it. And
we're here if you have any questions. We are here if you need any deeper support. Always reach out to Amy or me, and we cannot wait to guide you on the next one whenever that is.
Yes, and hopefully that gave those that haven't come to the events a little bit of an insight as to the healing that goes on at the events when Pavla runs the group healing towards the end, and just the power of what can come through. And we've run 2 events now, and it's been slightly different at both events because it depends on who's in the room and what those women need at that point in time. So so yeah, it's you don't really know what you're going to get when you come to the events, but
we don't know either. Just go with the flow. There's an outline, and we are guided to where we need to be. So come and join us next time. Thank you so much. All our love, and keep sharing if this message resonates. Keep subscribing to our work, and let's just create such a beautiful, different world for ourselves and our families and our children.
Definitely.
Lots of
Really.
love.
Thanks for joining us.